Hey guys, it's Gabby. As the title of this video may suggest, I wanted to give you all what I think are the pros and cons of living in Stern Hall. Picking a dorm to live in for the next year is stressful to say the least. You don't really have that much information to go off of online or from the tours. But if you're lucky enough, you know someone that went to Berkeley and they gave you the information that you needed to help you decide what dorm you want to live in. But for those who don't know anyone at Berkeley, and even for those who do and just want more information, I decided to make this video. So this video is specific to Stern Hall, the dorm I lived in last year, my first year at Berkeley. But you can comment if you want to hear about any of the other dorms offered at Berkeley, and I'd be glad to share my insight on those as well. So for those of you who may not know, Stern Hall is the all-girls dorm option at UC Berkeley. So let's go ahead and talk about the pros of living in Stern Hall. One of the biggest pros, I think, is that it is right next to Foothill Dining. This is known to have the best food at UC Berkeley. I think it's a really great, you don't have to walk really far to get the food that you want. So they actually have a bunch of different options sometimes. It does get monotonous eating at dining halls in general, like that's gonna happen everywhere, but Foothill really tries to spice it up sometimes. So another really good thing about living in Stern Hall is that it's a really great place to study. A lot of the people aren't rowdy. It's quiet basically all the time, so you'll really get the chance to buckle down and study if you really want to. Another good thing is that it is close to the computer science building, so if anyone is in CS, a bunch of the computer science buildings are just a walk downhill and you're right there. Another really big pro of living at Stern Hall is that their rooms are pretty big. I was living in a triple last year and I did not feel cramped or crowded at all. And that's not really something you could say if you live in, let's say, units 1, 2, or 3. Clark Kerr has pretty big rooms as well, and so does Foothill. But as far as I've seen, Stern and Clark Kerr have the top 2 biggest rooms. I'm gonna show you a picture of where I lived. This is actually when I moved out, and it was my farewell picture of room 222. I actually had a video that didn't download onto my computer because I had an Android phone and a Mac computer, so dang it, but it's okay. You can see these pictures and you can see how big it is. Another one of Stern's pros is that it has a beautiful view. It's really beautiful. I'm going to show you a picture over here. So you could see this from the balcony next to Stern Main Lounge. So not only do you get this beautiful view, but it's right next to Stern Main Lounge, which holds a lot of social events. You could study there a lot of the time. I even see people sleeping on the couches. They bring a little sleeping bag or their pillow and they sleep there like when they're trying to study. It happens a lot during finals week. It's pretty hilarious. College kids can find literally anywhere to nap. So before we go on to the cons of Stern Hall, I wanted to talk about the neutral points. These can either be a pro or a con. It all depends on you and your viewpoint, what you want out of your dorm life or your college life in general. Okay, the first thing I think is neutral about Stern Hall is that it is an all-girls hall. I think you can take this as either a pro or a con. It all depends on you and what you're comfortable with, as I said before. Another neutral, I think, is that Stern Hall is close to the Greek Theater and to the stadium. I thought it was a pro because I could basically hear all of the concerts going on. It was like right next to my bedroom, and I could just open the windows and you could hear Lorde or Jack Johnson playing their concerts. It might be a con if you're trying to study. You'll basically hear everything. You might have to like move to another part of campus so you don't have to hear it. So let's move on to the cons of Stern Hall. So the first con I want to talk about is that Stern Hall is pretty far from main campus. It's about a 10 to 15 minute walk from Stern Hall to, let's say, Dwinell. That might be hard for you if you have morning classes or if you're a perpetually late person like me. So that's one of the main cons. Another con I would say is that you have to walk up a huge hill to get to Stern. Like, I've talked to so many residents about this, and every time you go up that hill, people are complaining. It's really sad, but I guess it could also be good because it forces you to exercise. So another one of the cons of Stern Hall is that the dorms are basically one of the oldest, if not the oldest dorms at Berkeley right now. So that means a lot of the facilities are also old, so the toilets, you constantly have to flush them twice. It doesn't necessarily mean that the toilets are dirty, but they can be. Older dorms, older toilets, older showers, and just older rooms in general. But it's not all bad. I think that's all of the cons for now. So that's it. Those are what I think are the pros and cons of living in Stern Hall. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, or at least learned a little more about Stern Hall from it. Also, feel free to comment if you guys want any more information about other things at Berkeley, other dorms, Clark Kerr, the units 1, 2, and 3, Foothill. I'd be happy to make another video about it, and hopefully it'll be better than this one. So thanks for being patient with me, guys, and I'll see you next time, hopefully. Bye!